Well, I'm having one of them streaks here where everything goes wrong, and I'm making 2 steps forward and 4 steps backwards. Started with the Capri here. I already got too far gone to be able to show from the beginning, but long story short, you can see how offset that hole is in the hood. In order to get the scoop on to clear the carburetors, that's where it had to be. And the more I looked at it, the more I didn't like it. So, being as I had all these scoops that I cast up, I decided to cut some in half and try to lengthen or widen the scoop. It was not a bad idea, but not really working right. I had to add too many pieces because I had added to the back of this already. So now I have to add to the other side. And looking at the pictures of the real car, there was 2 different versions with scoops. One was similar to this, but not the same. And the other one was this style, the windshield snorkel. Excuse me. So, in my infinite wisdom, I decided to go with that one. Looked bigger, thinking maybe it would clear the carburetors. Well, no, it's about the same as the other one. So what I did is, again, cut. You can see by all the pieces of cut up scoops here that I've been doing a lot of surgeries and trying to come up with something. And so far I'm striking out. But I got a prospect here, which I took one of these windshield snorkel scoops, but it was too short, so I cut another one apart, added to the back of it, and then to make it wider, I cut another side off, glued it on there. I'm going to cut all this out of the inside. I had to add some styrene because when you widen it, it changes the peak to not be in the center, so I'm working with that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make anything out of this mess or not, but for the time being, I'm going to keep going. I need to put a piece on the top here, but it will, let me show from this side, it will actually fill the hole and go back against the windshield, and it'll look like the one version of the real car. So I'm probably going to end up going that route. And then it's not bad enough to have one car fight you. Then I was going with the Fiat here, had the frame painted and getting ready to put the rear under. Well, I'd made the 4 links too long. Well, actually, that was the second problem. The first problem was that my mounts for the rear coilovers, you can see, I'm not sure, I had them up here, which put the chassis too low. And normally in my book, there's no such thing as too low, but this would have been just about touching the ground, and the front, would have had the front wheels uphill, and that's not acceptable to me. So then I put new tubes on the back here where I could stick in. That gives me pretty much the ride height I wanted. But then the links were too long, so the rear was actually back. I keep getting my hand in the way. Let's see if I can move this. Maybe those will help, I don't know. So the rear was actually in, well, kind of like that, which put the rear wheels way out of the wheel opening. So I'm making shorter links to pull it in, which will also help with the drive shaft because that was pointing down. But then the one coilover broke off, and because this was a pitted up piece that I cast myself, and I have a couple more, I just decided to get another one out. And they are kind of flimsy where the coilovers mount, but this is direct copy of a kit piece, so that's the way they were made. It's all one piece. You don't have to glue those struts on. So I'm back to starting over with this, and I'm pretty much back to starting over with the scoops. I'm doing a lot of starting over and not making a lot of progress, but I do have pretty far on the engine for the Fiat, and I did get another project up here on the bench, which I have. It's a comp resins Maverick body. Let's see, set this out here. And I did have it mocked up with these tires for the back. Didn't have front tires yet, but it's going to be a low rider, just like most of my stuff. I'll sweep this stuff out of the way here. It's going to be probably going to sit about like that. And I did cut the floor pan. Got that all cut down. Fits pretty nice. Got this, I didn't do any pinning yet, but I got it, other than the wheelbase, you know, I'm going to have to shorten that, of course. But that's pretty much fit. I mean, I'm not sure what exactly this is going to look like yet as far as color and all, but it's just going to be a idea out of my head. It's not going to be a replica of any real car that I know of, but I'm hoping it looks pretty good when it's done. I'm unsure on what engine to put in. I'm going to stick with a Ford since it's a Ford body, and I don't have any like 429, 460 style engines, but I do have like the Boss 429, but I use them too often, so I don't think I want to do that. I have the FE, like the 428 Cobra Jet type, and I kind of played with that a little bit, but the oil pan's really low and it's a deep pan, so I might have to, if I want to use that, I'm going to have to cut the pan down a little bit. And I got some 351 Clevelands. Actually, you know, I got a camera too. I got an overhead cam. I just thought of that now. I may go that way. But the ideas are flowing, so we'll see what happens. And hopefully on the next video I'll have some better news, because I'm really struggling here right now, and get ideas in my head. Maybe I should be giving up, but I know I won't. I never will. I like doing this. Probably do it as long as I live, or as long as my eyes and fingers function good enough to do it. But you get those down times where you think, why bother, when everything goes wrong. But when you get something finished and it looks good, it changes your whole outlook, makes it all worthwhile. So I guess that's it for now, and wish me luck. Thanks for watching.